Good morning, everyone. This is Alamon, and welcome back for a bit more Courageous Korea. Now, actually, the footage that you see here was recorded sometime fairly early December, maybe around December 10th or something like that. I'm recording the audio here January 4th. The issue is that I actually lost all of the audio for 3 episodes running. Okay, it looks like there I was showing off the little mod there, changing the name of the country. Great Chosun. There we have the fallen Ming. Anyway, yeah, I updated Handbrake, which is what I use to turn Fraps footage from dozens and dozens and dozens of gigabytes into something that's actually uploadable to YouTube. And somehow that messed up my profiles, and it was exporting things with no audio, and I didn't catch that in time before I deleted the raw footage. And I tried really hard. I used Rikuva, did deep drive scans overnight, but I wasn't able to recover the original, dozens and dozens of gigabyte long AVI files from Fraps. So we're just going to look at a few highlights here. The reason that well, I don't know how clear the chronology is, really, just from how I kind of trickle out content on YouTube. But I stopped playing the Korea campaign for a couple weeks waiting for 1.9 to come out. The reason was there were going to be all of these new cores added to China, I think particularly in Han Chinese culture areas, and I thought that that might be something that would make a big difference in this campaign. Turns out, though, that they did not show up in my save file. Now, whether that means that they just, weren't added because my map was already set, or whether that means that maybe those cores expire the way that other cores do, I'm not really sure. But I ended up kind of waiting for nothing, I guess. So that was one of the early things I did in this episode, clicking around, seeing that there were no new cores to spin off vassals from. But we have a pretty healthy Shun vassal there. And yeah, this whole part was just basically cleanup after that last war, bringing the troops back, killing those rebels, sticking troops on provinces to lower revolt risk. So I think at this point, I'm going to fast forward ahead. Alright, so after a bunch of boring post-war stuff, I realized we never did anything with Ryukyu, and we had that nice CB sitting there. So I declared war, started loading troops onto ships. Actually, this automatic thing, I remember, did not work properly. It just took a tiny portion of the army and left the main portion behind. And thankfully, I did catch this in time. Let's see, have I noticed it yet? I can't see how large that stack is because right now I'm watching this from the tiny little preview window in my Sony Movie Studio Platinum 13.0. But yeah, we had to bring that army back. Did a bit of maneuvering. Yeah, Paradox really has to fix the automatic troop movement stuff. It works fine for peacetime, but not at all for war, because it divides stacks in sometimes very unpredictable ways. And here we come swooping in now with a proper army, and go to land on the islands. And of course that takes a little bit of time, and also of course Ryukyu is absolutely no match for us. Just a couple thousand troops. We have a quick little battle, start sieging them, and of course the outcome of this war is completely predictable. We full annex Ryukyu. There we go. Send demand. And they become part of the Empire of Great Chosun. Now the top story in international news is that France has Spain under a personal union, and that includes of course all of these Spanish colonies as well. And this is something that I'm not very excited about because France are already our rivals. And I mean, they don't have any particularly great allies, but just, to have France and Spain on a team together, especially when you're playing a somewhat colonial nation, that's not something that I am eagerly looking forward to, I have to admit. And also, just talking in general, Russia is going to crash against our borders here quite soon, and we don't have any good allies in the wings for that. There's no one plausible, really. The Commonwealth never formed. Scandinavia is very anemic. I mean, we don't actually have the country of Scandinavia. I just mean that area of the world is very anemic. Great Britain, they're worthless against Russia. France could have maybe made a good ally if it weren't for the fact that they rivaled us. Now, I know that what I'm saying right now doesn't match at all what we're looking at on screen. Sorry about that. But this does bring us into another story, which is that patch 1.9 really decreased a lot of the malices for colonizing tropical land. And so I finally went to finish off the island of Taiwan. Now, we had that mission for a long time, colonize Manila, and I would always send a colonist down there, start a colony, and then immediately pull back the colonist just to get that colonial enthusiasm bonus. And you'll never guess what finally happened. Alright, there we go. We've finished the mission, colonize Manila. Are we going to pull back our guy? No, we're not. We're finally going to leave him there and colonize it all the way through. So that's all the most eventful stuff that happened. That covered 3 episodes, originally titled Courageous Korea 52, I See You, Ryukyu. Episode 53, Yuletide Madness, because that Yuletide song kept playing over and over again, and I went a little bit crazy. And episode 54, A Wild Coalition Appears. Off the top of my head, I honestly don't remember who's even in the coalition. Presumably Ming and Oirat, I think. Those are the only 2 people who would ever be interested in being in a coalition against me at this stage of the game. But yeah, there were no more big wars or anything like that, so I think I'll leave it there, and we'll pick up with... I don't know, should I call it episode 55 next? Because it's a little bit of a cop-out to say that this tiny thing was really 3 episodes. Maybe we'll call this episode 52, and we'll continue with episode 53 pretty soon. So good night, sleep tight, and don't let the grayskin bite. Bye-bye.